Hey everyone, thank you for plugging in today to listen to the CPD for Type B waterproofing, specializing in Betacrete CP360 WP, which is the latest product from Schomburg to be released. That is an innovative two-in-one crystalline waterproofing technology that has just recently received the BBA certificate. And so without further ado, I'll just introduce Christian Mischuk, who is the regional manager from Schomburg.
So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Also, very warm welcome from my side. Christian Mischuk, my name, from Schomburg, regional manager for Central and Northern countries.
Welcome all. I'm Ian Price, technical manager at Atal Structural Waterproofing. So our first slide is just a quick introduction of Atal and what we do. So we're based in South Wales, in Tredegar. So we are specialists in structural waterproofing and ground gas protection. We were established in 2012. So our managing director, Dave Rees, specialised in structural waterproofing for over 20 years now. So he's worked with the likes of Fosroc, Setco. So we're investors in people and providers of opportunities through structural waterproofing and ground gas protection. So if you cast your mind back to 2013, I just come out of university with a music technology degree, and I was currently working in a printing shop on a zero contract. I was living with my parents, and I was inexperienced as well. So I wanted to move out, and I needed some direction. So my mother worked with Dave's wife in the school. So I found out about the job through my mother. And she said that this crazy guy had just started out a company, and he needed someone to do everything apart from sales. So I went for the interview, not knowing anything about the construction industry or, well, certainly not structural waterproofing. But yeah, I went for the interview with no experience, and Dave informed me as soon as I got there that I was up against a candidate with a civil engineering background. And so I thought, well, there's no chance of me getting this job. But as the interview went on, I came to realise that that Dave wasn't actually looking for somebody with experience, but an adaptable person who was willing to learn. And he saw that in me. Took me on almost 7 years ago now, and yeah, so now I'm CSSW qualified, and I'm coming to the 6th year of 6 of a civil engineering degree. So being invested in people, that's the kind of we think along those lines when we're recruiting people. So we're not looking for experience, but we like to think that we take on adaptable people who are willing to learn. So we provide a service that's complete from design through to the completion of the project. So we're specialists in structural waterproofing, and in particular the British Standard BS 8102 2009. So yeah, so that standard was revised in 2009. So generally, a British standard gets reviewed once every 10 years. But after the Grenfell tragedy, unfortunately, there's numerous fire documents that the BSI are in the process of reviewing at the minute. So our British standard on waterproofing is taking a back seat, but it is due for renewal. But that'll be in the next few years. But currently, the standard is complicated. And it should ideally be read in conjunction with industry knowledge, but we know it inside out. So if you've got any questions, just ask us. So we are distributors of innovative, versatile, robust membranes. So we don't actually manufacture anything here at Atal. So we work with various distributors. So we got German partners. So Schomburg being one of them. So Schomburg manufacture our cementitious products, so the admix, which this presentation is about, but also our liquid membranes as well. So because we work with numerous distributors, we can offer an unrivaled portfolio of products and compatible systems. So what do we do? So we are CSSW qualified designers, so certified surveyors of structural waterproofing. So that qualification is a requirement as part of NHBC standards and Premier Guarantee and various others as well. So if you were to send us your construction details and the site investigation report, off the back of that, we can provide bespoke CAD drawings and specifications in J40 format for you to drop into your specifications at tender stage. So we carry relevant PI insurance for our business activities. So we're able to take design responsibility on all advice and decisions that we make. So once the materials are delivered to site, so all the materials that are on our drawings and specifications we actually have in stock available on the next working day service. So once the materials are delivered on site, we provide on-site training. So we got external technical advisors that essentially travel the delivery lorry around the country, providing on-site support to the installers. So we train up the installers and then call back to site on a regular basis to check the installation is in accordance with drawings and data sheets. So we also have in-house installers as well, so dependent on your warranty requirements, we call on them if you require any insurance-backed guarantees. So we've got a growing list of approved installers in the Southwest and in London, the Midlands, South Wales, amongst others. As I just said, we got on-site support from completion of the installation, and we also offer a variety of warranties, which we just touched on as well. I'll now hand you over to Christian from Schaumburg for this part of the presentation.
So the Schaumburg company is family-owned and with a focus of the development and the production of waterproofing products. We generate worldwide 100 million euros turnover, and this with 500 employees. We have more than 15 production facilities worldwide, and we distribute our products in 60 countries. Again, this with a real focus on solutions of waterproofing in the construction world. Waterproofing can have let's say, various aspects. And so we have in our range bituminous products, reaction resins, dispersion-based, but also crystalline and cement-based waterproofing products. The focus today is on crystalline waterproofing products as an admixture added into the fresh concrete, and let's say by crystallization waterproof the concrete. This product recently got the BBA certification for the use in also public constructions in Great Britain, and we are very proud to present now, let's say, the complete system for structural waterproofing according to Type B. The products in general can be divided in a let's say in a product group of liquid products, the B2Q CL210. And also, let's say, the standard version, what is a powder-based cement mix, and the B2Q CP360. As a system-relevant product, we also certified the Ecofin CJ6 water stop tape to generate really or create a really waterproof concrete construction. And the novelty in that system really is the waterproofing, and we also call it 2-in-1 technology. Where we have let's say, two barriers or two lines of defense, and hydrophobic property that we create as a first line of defense against vapor and water, and the crystalline growth effect that will block pores and also micro cracks up to 0.5 millimeter as the second line of defense. The aim of crystalline waterproofing and in general Type B waterproofing is of course to make the whole construction more cost efficient, We talk about savings up to 25%. If we compare that with standard waterproofing methods, for example, type A or type C. Of course, in some areas you need to have a combined system, but in general, if you just see a type B solution as the solution, the cost efficiency is an issue. Of course, the lower maintenance costs that you have via also reduced application costs. Time saving is definitely an issue, and overall seen also the performance of waterproofing and the increased lifespan of the construction is the general aim of that system. As you can see here on the model, a type B system have as the pure concrete structure as the base of its waterproofing. So we put an admixture into the concrete that will enable the concrete to heal by himself the micro cracks, and by that makes complete concrete structure waterproof. But of course, details matter, and here we also have to speak about pipe penetrations. We have to speak about construction joints. We have to speak about movement joints, who definitely matter in regards to the complete waterproofing system. And here our UK distribution partner Atal also provides the full service to specify or get a good description and drawings in regards to the waterproofing solutions. Our knowledge in regards to crystalline waterproofing is based on our 25 years experience with, in Germany, called white basin concept, that also is a concept to, let's say, enable the concrete to be waterproof by its own and not to come along with so-called black waterproofing like bituminous coatings or cementitious-based coatings. The aim is, as I mentioned, also to have a very fast return on investment for the whole construction, time saving, maintenance costs. If we are looking to the waterproofing solutions, for example, injections that might take place or have to take place afterwards, this risk have to be lowered, and we want to cover all that aspects into the type B waterproofing, not only with an admixture, but also with, let's say, system-related products. The cost efficiency, of course, is a very interesting topic. As with casting the concrete, the groundwork jobs are mostly done if we are talking about waterproofing, so there's no need of, let's say, exterior applied waterproofings like bituminous, like cementitious coatings. So the concrete structure itself will be the initial waterproofing. The base of everything is the product Betacrete inside the concrete. I introduced it on the previous slides, that we, let's say, created, at least with the liquid product, a worldwide unique concept of a 2-in-1 technology of hydrophobic and crystalline in a liquid form that enables at least the concrete plant also to make a much more exact dosage of the crystalline waterproofing. Here you can also see some pictures from our electron microscope from our lab that really shows you that if we are talking about crystalline waterproofing, what really also happens inside the concrete structure, that with a reaction of water and the free lime in the concrete, crystalline activity will start. Here you can see it also in a drawing. Definitely this crystals or the product, it also needs water to cause a reaction. If it stays dry, it will remain in the concrete and it will be further active in a few years if something happens. But the initial point is really that it needs water to start the reaction process. You can also see some pictures of the crystalline growth, that they can take place or should take place in a micro crack into the concrete. And so with the time and the presence of water, this cracks up to 0.5 millimeter will self-heal, and this is the big advantage of the concrete. Also in, let's say, waterproof concrete, shrinkage cracks are allowed up to 0.2 millimeter, whereas water can enter the concrete structure and cause corrosion with the reinforcement. And the crystalline reaction is definitely there to cover these cracks and also, let's say, give a further protection of the complete concrete structure. As mentioned, we are trying to put more, let's say, options into our products. Let's say not simply the crystalline waterproofing agent, but also a plasticizer to make the products more dense. And also, let's say, caused by that, through the waterproofing, we have also a corrosion protection for the reinforcement inside the concrete. Here you can see some test slide from a German certification from an institute in Hanover, where we also measured the maximal depths of penetration into the concrete with zero concrete, what you see on the left side, and with a Beatacrete added concrete, where you can see that, let's say, it reduces the ingress of water by nearly the half. And the more time you also give the crystalline products, the better the reaction is. So, for example, if you would, let's say, continue the test for 3 to 4 weeks, you will see that the penetration slowly then goes back to zero. The main aim of this crystalline product is, of course, a protection of the complete concrete structure against corrosion by the ingress of vapor, of moisture, of carbon dioxide into the structure, and by that protecting the concrete structure and increasing simply the lifespan of the construction. This is a slide where we also calculated that we can, let's say, protect the concrete structure for further 30 years before we need to consider a further depassivation of the reinforcement, so that a further corrosion can start. Here again a slide about the crystalline reactivity, also measured in time. This crystalline process is not immediately present. It also takes some time and, as I mentioned, water to cause a reaction. And we are talking about this crystalline reaction process between, let's say, week 1 and week 4 that a reaction takes place. And here on this time scale, within 4 weeks, the water flow and the amount of water flow had been reduced nearly to zero. Showing that this is an effect that is really created within a time span, and also is somehow an increased natural effect that the concrete is also have by its own. And as I mentioned, the complete system is also having a lot of various different products around it. So we are talking, for example, about special pipe penetrations with the Aquafin PP that also ensures a proper sealing around pipe penetrations in concrete walls and floors. We are talking about movement joints with PVC water stop tapes, and also further products that allows us to really safely waterproof movement joints. And construction joints is an issue where you can place, for example, a water stop tape, but also crystalline metal shields that will, let's say, stop the water, especially in the risky zones in the construction field, where you might have honeycombing or something like that, where, of course, the risk is higher of water leakage than on the pure wall or on the ground floor. If you also talk about the various types of products that can be used there, you also have to know, okay, how high is my load or water pressure to the construction. We're talking about low impact, for example, to use then the water stop tapes. Medium impact, you can use, say, a crystalline metal shield or, say, a cementitious slurry from outside. If you have heavier water loads, you can, for example, use then the PVC water stops injection hoses or PVC joint tapes like our Atal tape. Here is somehow a systematic drawing, let's say, where the Betacrete is placed. In general, the product is present in the complete concrete structure from ground plate and up to the zero level of the construction. And these so-called spare parts, then water stop tapes, construction metal sheets, can be installed in all segments and joint areas where it's necessary. And also the outside applications are somehow here inside, where you think, okay, sometimes it's better to have even two solutions in one section when you know the water table is very high and the water pressure as well. This is an example for the PVC joint tape, our Atal tape, that is also glued with a moisture-resistant epoxy adhesive to concrete surroundings to really allow concrete and building parts to move in a segment where in crack bridging with crystalline, for example, would not be effective. This is also in drawing how the PVC water stop tapes are installed into concrete. You see in this middle zone where the white movement joint is located, in a flex zone where the PVC water stop can move. And you have, if you go into the concrete right and left, so you have so-called anchor zones that keeps the product in the concrete, and that also makes it more difficult for the water to go around the water stop tape. All in this different type of solutions can be done. This is, for example, for pipe penetrations. We have ready to install pipe penetrations like the Aquafin PP. Of course, depending on the situation, you can also use our shrinkage-free mortar to install the pipes with Azocrete M30, or let's say from the outside to install waterproof gaskets with cementitious coatings, or just if necessary, you can also put a water stop tape around the pipe penetration.
Thank you, Christian. So from this slide, you can see that we've utilised Betacrete on various jobs in the southwest London and Midlands area. So we have very good relationships with batching plants in the area. So dependent on the location of the job, we've got a batching plant in your area that can supply Betacrete to the project. Next slide, please, Reese. Okay, yeah, so this is a job called Netherwood. It was in Salcombe in Devon. So we utilised a Type B system, which was concrete dosed with Betacrete admixture, and we combined this with the Type C system. So we've got two lines of defence to give grade 3 waterproofing protection, and this should be coupled with an adequate ventilation strategy by a specialist as well to prevent condensation forming on the Type C system. Yeah, next slide, please, Reese. Yeah, so this is another job in the southwest called the Liner Building in Falmouth. So this was, from memory, it was an apartment building. So we used the Betacrete admixture in combination with a bentonite carpet around the lift pits and the foundations to provide waterproofing and radon continuity. Yeah, so this job was in the London area, so Clockhouse Lane. So this was a contiguous pile basement. So this was a Type B system coupled with a Type C system also, so similar to Netherwood. So we've got concrete dosed with Betacrete admixture in the slab. We've got the Aquafin CJ6 water bars wrapped around the pipe penetrations, and water bar and all below ground construction joints also. Yeah, so this is another job in Links Way in Northwood, a very posh area of London. Yeah. So with this project, so similar to Clockhouse Lane in the fact that there was a contiguous pile basement. So we've gone with combined protection to provide a grade 3 environment, coupled with adequate ventilation, as on our previous projects. So we've gone with concrete dosed with Betacrete to provide a Type B waterproofing system, and we've gone with a Type A waterproofing system, Atal Bentifix 5000, which is a bentonite carpet. So the Type A system was applied directly onto the contig pile, so wrapped in and out, fixed into the clutches and installed below the slab. And the liner wall then was dosed with Betacrete, also the capping beam. 1 meter of the soffit slab was dosed with Betacrete also. Yeah. So to create peace of mind, we offer various warranties. So with Betacrete, we're able to provide a 10-year warranty for the product. The warranty is extendable to 20 years if required, if combined with other Atal products as well. So our warranty covers all concrete and will cover any other material installed by Atal for 10 years.
Hey, I'm Rhys Thomas from Atal UK. If you'd like any of the marketing material that we have for the Betacrete series, then you can contact me on rthomas@ataluk.com. Email me, ask for either our Atal brochure for 2020. We have a few of these blocks which display the crystalline process on top, and then we have this booklet from our partner Schomburg, which is crystalline waterproofing systems. We have plenty of those that can go out. So if you'd like to contact me, then I can send those over to you. If we just go to the next page, there's also the availability of the brand new website from Schomburg, which is www.betacrete.co.uk. There are videos from Schomburg themselves, some data on there for you to be able to kind of read through. If you're not convinced from a presentation, then the video is great from our partners. And so there's plenty of information, plenty of details to really reinforce the idea that this is something we're really excited about introducing into the UK market. We really believe that it's going to shape the way Type B waterproofing is installed in the UK. And so we're excited. And so, yeah, if you'd like to view that, then view that on betacrete.co.uk, or alternatively come to www.ataluk.com, and we've also got information and videos online there as well. If we just go next. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, then please do inquire. You can either inquire through our online system. So if you go to www.ataluk.com, then there's a contact form that you can put your name, your email address, and your subject for what you'd like to query. Alternatively, you can email me, Rhys, at rthomas@ataluk.com, and I'll put that on the screen. Thank you very much. Please do get in touch. It's great to have you here.